Okay, very cool. So we are back. Sorry about that power outage. I suppose I had no control over that, but it's still a bummer. And we did lose a little bit of the level, but actually not too much. I was afraid I was going to lose the whole level. I would have been pretty upset about it. But most of this is pretty simple stuff, so we should be good on that. Is there anything I'm missing? Okay, I'll clear that. Don't think that matters. Okay. Very cool. I just need to open some sort of script. Awesome. And then I think we're pretty much good to jump back into it. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I'd do to set up my stream. Okay, cool. So I just need to pull it up on my phone so I could see. It looks like Tony's already in here. Very cool. All right, cool. So let's just remake what we just did, which is not too big of a deal. We'll just move this out, do this, do this. I know we went to 5 last time, but let's just go to 4 this time so that we can straighten this out. There we go. A little bit higher, at least something like that. Even a little bit more. Then we had taken a railing, just because I thought it would be fun. Taken a railing, we had set it to 0, 0, 0 on this one. Then we had taken it out, and we had moved it up, and we had grabbed the World 4 material and put it on it, that way it matches. Then we had rotated it till it's called negative in 80, moved it out, and up, and you rotate it this direction. Now it's facing down, hopefully it is. Then you stretch it out. Very cool. And we're already pretty much back to what we were doing. The only thing we had done is we had grabbed one of these six pads, and we had, I wonder if we can just put it under the railing for now, position it here, then move its, what is the railing? Yeah, it's Y. And change its Y to be down there, then move it back into here. Cool. I just didn't want to position it myself. That was a quick way to do it. Put its rotation back to 180, it looks like. Sometimes if you need to get a rotation that you know is exact, you just kind of move it in the direction you want it to be, and then you'll end up getting up here something like 183, and then you know it must be 180. Because it's either going to be 90, or it's going to be 270, or it's going to be 180. It's obviously not going to be 183, so I need to set it to 180, and now it's perfect. Then I move it down a little bit, move it out. Then I made a couple more of these. And then let's call it after that. Platform in the finish line. Go ahead and just move it to my view. Where is this thing? Okay, it's close. There we go. Turn it around, take the end. See, it was negative 83, so I'm set it to negative 90. Not that that actually matters now that I'm looking at it. It's symmetric in all respects. Except vertically, I guess. Then take the finish line. And this also appears to be 90. And that one actually matters because it needs to face this direction. Move it back. Cool. Okay, and then here, we're going to take one of these, copy paste it, move it here. Make it skinny and tall. Skinnier. And taller. And we'll get rid of the trampoline. And we'll do a linear movement. And we'll do it in the Z direction at a speed of, and let's have it move, I guess. We'll take a look at it, but let's give it a, let's do that and then we'll see what happens there. We'll copy and paste this and we'll put the other one right here. And then we need to do one more thing. That will take us just a second here. We need to go in here and we need to duplicate this. And we need to make this an objects-based one. And then we need to make an actual material out of that. Because these are going to be moving and we don't want them to look weird. So we're going to duplicate that one. Change this to black checkerboard object as an object space. And then we're going to set its shader to be the black checkerboard object space. And then we're going to go back and actually edit this object space one to, I believe we just delete this, and that should be good. Kind of. Let's set this frequency to 1 and 1. That should be alright. And just so we can see, let's go ahead and put it on there. Okay, and then we need to use Pro Builder, which if you've seen me doing this before, you know is how this works. To set these to world space. Okay, and then it looks like it's too much, so we'll do this. Okay, cool. And then that should be good. So we'll play and we'll see what happens here. I forgot Oculus had not opened yet. Let me remind myself to set this, my streaming to low latency. Okay, cool. Just so that I can remember to do that. And then let's go to the scene view. Okay, so they're not quite moving enough. So we just need to take these and set the distance to 15, and we'll take a look at it again. It looks like it needs to be even more. Let's set it to 20. I would say even a little bit more actually. And probably set its speed to 10. Okay, yeah, let's make it a little, let's make it like 35 and set the speed to 12 or something. That looks more reasonable. Cool. So what was that? It was 13 and 30. Okay, cool. So that should be good. So let's test it out. Let's see if we can actually beat this level. Did I? Sorry, I did. Okay, cool. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so my first thought is obviously that I'm bouncing way too high. And I'm actually just going to stop it right there and decrease that height bounce. That is just pretty annoying. And let's set it equal to 15, and let's see what that gets us. And then this beginning part is too far away. There we go. Okay. Let's take these ones and let's make them 20. Okay. Alright, so far so good. Okay. And I don't know why the railing is so big. I don't want to... Sorry. Trying to be quick here. Because I didn't want to have to do that whole level again. I just wanted this railing to be the correct size. No. No. Okay, alright, we're good. So now I need to land on this railing. Should have a little too much speed. Oh. Okay, so it looks like yes, you can beat it. Well, actually, let me make sure real quick. Oh no, I forgot I wouldn't bounce. Because I need to make sure that I can hit. Maybe I can get enough speed to hit it. Nope. Yeah, it is pretty fun. I think it's a pretty enjoyable one, this one. It was, however, extremely easy, I'll say. So let me see here. We'll probably just go ahead and make a third. You know, it's floor. I can assume that it's gonna work, I think. Let me go to the bathroom and I'll be back in a second. All right, and we're back. Sorry about that. Let's see. Okay, let's see. So we had just made this level, which I believe is good to go now. No, actually not quite. It was it was too easy. What is this? This is 5, this is 5. Let's go ahead and make this 4. I think we can make it harder just by making a few a few more of these maybe. And then we'll readjust the rest of them to be correct here. 5, 4. That's the... We'll make this one 3. Oh. We'll go all the way to 1. 3. 2. This would be a little higher, I think. And 1. I think they look really tiny. I don't think your ball is 2.5 meters across. So in your ball, I don't think these will actually look too terribly small. They're going to be small. I mean, you're not going to be like pumped that you have to jump on one after doing all the other ones, but I don't think it'll be too bad. And then from there, I mean, maybe that one looks a little hard, but it's supposed to be hard. This is World 4. Okay, I'm not trying to take it easy on people. Trying to think of the best way for me to position all this. Obviously, I don't want to do it all again. Is that right on it? Sometimes it's so hard to see. It is very close. It's not right on it. Okay, that's pretty good. Then we just want to move it up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. And then out. Probably about that much. Cool. Okay, and then let's go ahead and check this out and let's see if it's possible. And this might take me a second. Okay. So far, so good. Let me do a rotation here so the wire doesn't trip me up. Okay, I think this level's really... This one is going to be way more based on the time trial aspect, I think. It in itself is not the hardest thing in the world. Actually, you know what? I'm getting pretty stressed out now. Okay, so that one, what is that? It's the third from the top is too high. And it looks like number 1 is too high as well. Alright, let me see if I can get it though. Okay. And that one's actually a little low, maybe. So... Oh no! Oh no! I didn't see that coming at all. They got me so good. Okay. Perfect. It's actually pretty fun too. It's pretty stressful as it goes up. I almost... All right, so the third from the top was, in fact, too high. So bring it down a little bit. What are the height of the others? Bring this one down a little bit. Bring this one down a little bit. And then I think you should still be. I might need to test this again. No, I'm gonna do this. Bring these down a little bit. Just because I don't want to have to test it again, I'd rather just call it there. And that should be good. Yeah, no, it's pretty good. I mean, because you'll see, Tony, when you get a VR headset, the sense of scale is very important. And so to actually like see these blocks getting smaller as if you're really there next to them is pretty interesting. I might even make that last one a little bit smaller. Cool. And that should be good. And then I'm gonna set their speeds to be like very slightly different. Sorry, that's not what I meant to do. 12.8, 13, 13.2. That way, by the time you get there, they look, because I don't want them to, you'll see right in the beginning here, they're in line with each other, right? I would rather, and then the longer you watch, the more they're going to be kind of not really in line. Even right now, still, they're pretty in line. I believe that as time goes on, it'll look more and more sporadic, because they'll eventually one of these is going to be like going, let's see, I think it's about to happen between this back one and the front one, yeah. Because this one almost changes directions again before this one even changes directions. Let's watch just a little bit longer, see if we can see what I'm saying here. Just another 20 seconds or so. It's getting close. This one's catching up. Oh, just like 4 more cycles. Sorry, I don't know if this is interesting for you guys like it is for me. I'm very like excited to see it. Oh, there we go. Okay, and so now they kind of look random. This middle one looks like a little bit like, I don't know, but it looks random. You see what I'm saying? And then it'll probably take about that long for you to get to that point in the level. So that should be good. And it doesn't really change anything with the difficulty. It's like 1% faster. Okay, cool. So that should be good. That should be good for 4-2. And now, I guess we just start with 4-3. I don't exactly have any ideas for it. I think Timor will be excited to see this one. Let's again just duplicate 1-5. That one's been working for us pretty nicely. Oh, let's open this. Let's make it 4-3. Tony, you have any ideas for a level? You haven't expressed your opinion so much on that stuff yet. do the classic level start here, where I just take an old level and I revamp it to be the new world. Okay, and let's, for some inspiration maybe, let's take a look at some of these, and maybe this will inspire you as well, Tony. Let's take a look at some of these shapes. So we have cones. Sorry, I was almost thinking it could just be the goal is in the center, and then there's a bunch of rotating cones around it. You know, just like starting from the center, there's just layers of rotating cones, and you just have to go through. And it's just another timing-based level. I wonder... Or we could do another speed-based level, where you need like control at a certain speed level. Let's call it like, we've already done the downhill slalom one. I wonder if we can do something different. Sorry, and now I'm thinking of some environment stuff. I was thinking about what you said about changing this. And I think I can add snow to it fairly easily for World 2. And then, yeah, I might just change the coloring of it. I don't know, Tony. I'm a little confused about it. But it seems like we'll have a bunch of time to do that stuff, so we can figure something out later. Okay, so there's the rotating cones idea. There's also some sort of, if you can come up with a level that's different. I don't know if you saw the downhill one, where you're basically like on rails and you're trying to hop from rail to rail as you're going downhill. If you can think of a different downhill one. If you can think of a different downhill one, that might be good. Wait a second, breaking news. Never mind. Alright, we have this one, which was an arch. You can change the number of degrees on. Sorry, I was thinking about something else. Someone just texted me and said that Stadia was shutting down, Google Stadia. And that surprises me. I guess I don't know why they would shut it down. But it was occupying my mind for a second there. Huh, can I use a pipe for anything? I guess it'd be fun to like roll down it. But I don't necessarily know why. Or what I'd use it for. I wonder if I could put you in... like put you inside of a box or like a hexagon or something that is randomly rotating, and you try to get to the goal. That sounds kind of fun. That sounds cool. Let's do that. Can I make that? Sphere, subdivisions, something like that. Radius, 10 sounds good. We'll build it. We'll get rid of this. We'll take this. We'll double click. And we will flip the normals. Cool. Then we'll take this. I think if we rotate this, cool. I almost wonder if I can just roll it down like a hill. I wonder if I could like roll it down an infinite hill. Because if I just rotate it, is that gonna be fun? Like, is it gonna... Because you'll just be sitting at the bottom, right? If I'm rotating it, I think you'll just always kind of be at the bottom, just waiting for it to come around. Whereas if I'm rolling it down a hill or something... I can't tell. This is a little... Might be a waste of time to try the rotational thing. But let's just go ahead and try that. Okay, so it looks like... Nothing like that. Make it kinematic. It has a mesh collider. It looks like it needs to go under... Or maybe that's exactly what I need for it to rotate like this. Need another handle object. And then I need to move it -10 down, sorry, because the radius was 10, not the diameter. The difference being a radius is half a square and the diameter is the full square, or the full circle, my bad. Like if you look at this sphere right here, the radius is the distance from the center to the edge, and the diameter is the distance from this edge to this edge. When you're going across the circle, sorry. I just don't know if this will be good, but we'll figure it out in a second here. Let's make a script for it. And we'll call it let's call random spin. Spin an object randomly, and then in fixed update, we'll basically want to Alright, let's give this handle a rigid body as well. And it's also kinematic. RB, we've seen this a million times. RB equals get component, rigid body. Cool. Then in here we'll do move rotation. And then we've also seen this a few times. Let's see if we can find another instance of it. This is the classic here. Actually, let me write it out myself so I remember. Angle equals new vector 3, and then for now we'll do 1, 1, 1. And then we want to say, on rotation equals quaternion dot Euler. So we're making a rotation from Euler angles, which is basically an XYZ angle. Quaternions have a, well, it doesn't say, but maybe we can see it in here, an XYZ and a W property, whereas a Euler angle has just the XYZ. And there were some problems with Euler angles, is why they made quaternions, but okay. And then you want to move the rotation by RB dot rotation times the rotation. Cool. And then we don't want those to be 1, 1, 1. What we want is for it to be float x equals noise. I think I have noise. Fractal Brownian motion noise. Float position equals, I guess let's do time dot time. Amplitude 1. Number of octaves 6.5 0. Okay, and then we'll want to do that for y and z. We're basically just getting random numbers here for the rotations, is what's happening. I'm going to shift this by 50, just so that I'm not using the same input for the y and the z. And let's change these a little bit too. Then we need to make this x, y, and z. And we need to, because that's the variables that we created here. Sorry, let me slow down a little bit, because I'm, unfortunately my drawing pad seems to be messed up. But essentially when we do this function, I'm like trying to hurry through this, I just realized, but I should be taking time to explain this. Essentially we need x, y, and z, which are going to be the inputs to the rotation that we're doing. We want that rotation to be random. So we're going to use this function noise that I wrote previously, or got from somebody else, I think. And we're going to use that for each the x, y, and z rotation value. We're going to pass it in time, just so that it's a changing value. This is the time since it started, or since the game started, so it will always be different each time. And these are some values that determine like the level of randomness, kind of. Not really the level of randomness, more I guess the properties of that randomness. Let's see if we can find a picture of it. Let's see, where's a clean picture? Like this is what noise looks like, essentially. It's gonna, imagine this is time, this axis here. So as we go along it, time is just moving linearly, it's just kind of going across, and the output from the noise is going to be this kind of random value here. You never really know what it's going to be. You do know that it's going to be continuous, and that it's not going to like be here 1 second, then be here the next second. It is going to smoothly go down to that and back up, but it is random. We don't know what we're getting. And so that's what we're using for these values. And then we just pass it in and rotate it by that. So we'll see what that gets us here. And we're also going to want a header for the parameters. We'll do floats, x speed, y speed, z speed. And this is another way you can declare variables. You can, if they're all of the same type, you can do that. Spin random. I did not make this public, so I therefore could not set it. You see here there's nothing to set. But when I make it, okay. It's actually a little bit of a problem there. That's just a Unity editor problem. Not too big of a deal. But we'll just fix this real quick. It looks like it put the header parameters for each one, which I don't want. I want it to just be there once. So we'll just take the longer route, that's okay. And that should fix it. One parameters. Parameters isn't doing anything, it's just a header that tells me what these variables are for. So let's set this all to 1, and then let's start. No problem, Tony. And for whoever just joined, we're making a game called Awesome Apey Orb. It is essentially a spiritual successor to Super Monkey Ball in VR. So I'm currently trying to make a level where I make a random spinning orb that you're inside of. Well, let me show you what the game actually is. So you're inside this ball, you have joysticks, and you can, I don't know if you can see the ball, and that's what you're going to be inside of in a second. And I'm trying to, and basically you can just rotate around like that. And it's a platformer, so you try to get to the end of the level. But if you're new here, feel free to introduce yourself. We're all very friendly. Okay, so that was way too fast. So let's call it 0.1. Right now we're just trying to figure out some nice speed values for this. Oh, I never even multiplied by speed, did I? My bad. I need to actually multiply by these speed values I'm giving. That way they will take into account the speed. And then that should be good. And now let's actually see. Okay, so that's probably too slow, or is it actually? All right, 0.2 seems pretty good. Let's set it to 0.2 and let's put me in there. And let's see if it's fun or just horrible. It might just be horrible. Hard to say at this point, really. Okay, so we'll want to take the player spawn and move it to the view. And it didn't really move it to the view, it moved it really far away from the view, so that's okay. We will make this floor, and we will instead move it directly onto the camera, align with view. Great. So that should spawn me in. And let's see what happens. Okay. Let me reset my view real quick. For some reason, I am... Okay, so far, it seems pretty horrible. It's making me very sick. I'm essentially just extremely confused right now. And I can't grab my joysticks either for some reason. I think this would... I think this would maybe actually work. This might actually work with a cube instead of the sphere. We'll keep it for now. We'll keep it, we'll just turn it off. And then we're gonna create another object using Pro Builder, and it's just gonna be a cube. And we'll try this cube out. We have some time, so we can do this. Put this cube under the handle, move it to where the handle is. I'm using the handle to move the object. And yeah, for if you want to learn game development, or you're just interested in hanging out, feel free to subscribe or join our Discord, which is also a good place to learn. And the link for that is in the description of the video. All right, where is it in relation to the handle? Okay, so it needs to move its position. Looks like along that, looks like pretty much along all of that. I'm just trying to center it up here with the handle. That way it wouldn't, ooh. And that does appear to be the center, good. So now when I rotate the handle, it rotates it nicely. Okay, in this cube, we're gonna wanna basically invert it. And it already has a mesh collider, and let's give it floor so that the ball will collide with it. And then let's make it bigger. Okay, I should have seen this coming. Let's make it 8, 8, 8. So this actually needs to be -4 now that it's 8 big. This needs to be -4 as well, and this needs to be +4. And now the handle is again right in the center. Okay, and then I'm trying to think real quick about how I could just paint these sides. I wonder if I can just paint a vertex a certain color. Alright, let's just give it the same thing everything else had for now. I see why my rotation was weird. The player spawn rotation was off. That's why I was getting so confused in there. All right, and let's check this out. I think this will be a lot less stressful. Okay, it's still pretty stressful, but I think definitely better. Okay, and let me make that ball a little bit bigger. Let me actually make this 12. I think it might help your brain a little bit. And then of course we need to make this -6, -6, 6. And then that actually is looking pretty good to me, so let's take the finish line now. And let me just do this little hack. Align with view. And let's put it... This looks like it's going to 90, and then let's make these 0 and 0. Okay. And then let's see if I can get into that finish line. Oh, my bad. The finish line is not, it's not childed to the object, so it's just freely rotating. That's not what we want. We want it to look like it's stuck to the object. So there we go. And now my controller is not... That's okay. Yeah. So I think that, again, the box is just... I do like the level. I think the box is a little too small. Let's make this 18, and let's try it again. And this is the designer side of video game development. This is when everything is working and you just need to make it good. Might also be that these need to be just a little bit faster. Okay, I got it. Let's take a look at what it's looking like from the outside. It's pretty fast. Let's go ahead and let's do 2.3 and try it just one more time. That was making me a little too sick, I think. It's definitely gonna make people sick. I'm not really against that personally as a VR developer. I think pretty much all the fun stuff lies in the realm of what's gonna make people sick. Oh. Oh, no. I think this level is just kind of about biding your time, really. I don't even know what's happening. I'm like stuck in a corner. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal. I waited so long for it. It is... I keep getting stuck in these corners. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I think maybe it's not so great, just in general. Really, just because I'm getting stuck in this corner. And there's really not a lot to do besides get sick while you're just waiting. Which is really not so fun. Oh, jeez. I do question if I... Because I don't necessarily want to get rid of it. Let me take a look here. It's not rotating really all that fast. Let me see what's happening to the ball while you're in there. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? I think overall that's just not so good. It was an interesting idea, but I think it'll probably just make people angry, my guess would be, which isn't really that fun. And whoever joined, have you made games before? Are you just looking to make games now, or are you just interested in the title, I guess? Okay, well, if I'm not doing that, then let's see. And if you guys have any game ideas or any level ideas, let me know and I'll try to make them. I need 3 more levels. I might make another slalom one here. I might make another slalom one and just... So let's get that out of there. And then let's get rid of that. Let me just think for a moment here. Well, we're pretty much at the end. I ran along a few times, so let's cut this one. I don't really have any ideas. I'm gonna think of a few ideas before we come back. I don't want to just be making like totally random bad levels. That's not it's not normally the best move when you're making games. So let's go ahead and cut the stream there for today. I think we got a good amount done. We got 2 levels done, but they're both pretty good levels, I think. So that's good. And we still have about 16 days until it is due to release on the store. So we should be good. We don't have a ton after this. But awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, join the Discord mostly. I think that would be pretty sweet. And then I'll see you guys later.